Hi YouTube, this is Professor Jiang. Um, Today is my last day in Beijing. Tomorrow morning I board a flight with my two boys for Toronto, Canada. That's where that's where I grew up. My parents are there. So it's really the first time my kids are seeing their grandparents, and everyone's really excited about it. So this is really the first time that I've had a chance to talk directly to you guys. So let me tell you about myself, why I'm teaching this course, and what my plans are for the future of this class. So I was born in China in 1976, but when I was 6, my family and I immigrated to Toronto, Canada, and my family was poor, but I worked really hard. I got a full scholarship to go to Yale University. And I was really thankful to my teachers and the opportunity to empower myself for education. So after I graduated from Yale with a degree in English literature, I returned to China, and I've been ever since working in education, doing everything I could possibly do in order to promote education reform in China. And I've worked various capacities. I've obviously worked as an English teacher, but I've also worked as a principal, curriculum director, a teacher trainer. I've worked in all levels of education in China: kindergarten, primary school, junior high, high school, university as well. 3 years ago, I got hired at this school that I'm at now, a private school in Beijing that helps students go abroad. And I first came in actually as a curriculum director, overseeing the humanities curriculum at the school, which is what I specialize in. But the school needed teachers because of COVID. It was really hard to recruit teachers back then. So I was teaching AP English. And it was my first time teaching advanced placement English. I really didn't know what I was doing. So I just thought that we would just read a lot of books. So the kids and I, we read Julius Caesar, Paradise Lost, Virginia Woolf, Dante Divine Comedy, the Iliad. And the kids loved it. And I loved teaching it. So in the second year, I built a great books program at the school. And again, it was extremely successful. We read the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Ennead, the Bible, the Divine Comedy, and the kids loved it. But while teaching it, I recognized there's a problem. And the problem was the kids, being Chinese, had absolutely no historical context to work with. So this year, I started to develop a new program, which is the program that you've been experiencing for the last 60 classes. My goal this year was to teach the entirety of human history from the Ice Age up until the American Empire, which is what I taught yesterday. And again, it's been great for the kids. And it's been great for me because it's really offered me an opportunity to think very deeply about history. Specifically, it's given me an opportunity to think about the possibilities of history. And over the course of teaching this course, I've decided that I want to create a new intellectual movement, a new sort of history. And I call it predictive history. And the idea is that in the future, I hope that history is able to accomplish 3 major goals. The first goal is to connect the events of the past into a coherent story. Second is to help us understand and explain the present. And the third goal is to be able to predict the future. And I think that if what we teach accomplishes all 3 goals, then it must be true history. And I think if we have true history, then we, humanity, the world, can better organize, can better control our future. And that's my ambition. As you can imagine, I was deeply inspired by the works of Isaac Asimov. As a young boy growing up in Toronto, Canada, I didn't have that many friends, but I read a lot of books. And one of my favorite series was the Foundation series. And in it, Isaac Asimov proposed the idea of psychohistory, which is the idea that we can mathematically model the present and the past so as to predict the future. And that, I think, will be my future ambition moving forward. I want to build the intellectual foundations for the possibility of psychohistory. And that's my long-term thinking. So about this course. So I initially uploaded the classes so that my students can review the lectures because these are Chinese students and their English is not that great. And there were a couple hundred subscribers initially, and everyone was fantastic. I'm so thankful for these initial subscribers because they believed in me, they commented, gave me valuable feedback, and I try to interact with them as much as possible. This past month, something odd happened. My channel just blew up. I went from like 300 subscribers at the beginning of May to about 20,000 as we speak right now. And it's constantly growing. And the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. So thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. I try to read every comment, but as you can imagine, there's just so many comments. And I would like to respond to every one of them. But again, there's so much going on in my life. I have 3 young kids that I have to take care of with my wife. I also have to prep for classes. And because I have 3 young kids, I've been sick a lot. It's allergy season in China. COVID's still going strong. So I'm just trying my best right now to take care of my kids. So my apologies if I don't respond. I will try to respond over the summer. But again, I'm so thankful for all the support, all the positive feedback that I've received recently. So I finished teaching the course yesterday. 60 classes covering the entire span of human history. And a lot of you are curious as to what the plans are moving forward. Well, tomorrow I'm going back to Toronto to rest, recuperate, relax. The summer is also a really good time for me to reflect on what I've taught and how I can improve the course. I'll also be doing a lot of reading. Some of you have suggested Emmanuel Todd, which I will go into deeply this summer. I'll also look at Oswald Spengler very carefully. Some of you have commented that I'm very weak in terms of philosophy. Marx, Hegel, Kant are pretty weak. I'm pretty weak at, and I admit that. So this summer I will try to brush up on my philosophy. I will also need to study economics in depth as well. So Adam Smith and other economists, because that really right now is the weak point in my analysis. I don't have enough classical economics in my background to fully comment on what's happening economically in the world. So that's my plan. When I return to Beijing in mid-August, I'll be teaching a new iteration of this course. So rather than 60 classes, I'll try to cram everything into 30 classes. Now, some of you have bravely watched all 60 classes. I guarantee you in this new series, you'll be really impressed and you'll really enjoy it. I'm going to add tons of new material, and I'm going to make the themes much more salient, much more coherent, so that you can see the underlying structures of human history much more clearly. Second semester, which starts in February, will be a lot of fun. Second semester, I'll be teaching geopolitics. So what I'll be doing is I'll be looking at current events, trying to analyze why these events are happening, and making predictions about what will happen. The second semester will be a lot of fun. Some of you are really enjoying this channel, and I'm so grateful that you are. And don't worry, I love being able to teach to a global audience, and I'm going to keep on doing this for as long as I can. Some of you may be curious as to what my long-term ambitions are. Well, as I said, I have 3 kids. I love teaching, and I really want to develop psychohistory to its fullest possibility. So my long-term ambition is actually to set up my own school that specializes in the teaching of the liberal arts, of the humanities, and build the foundations for psychohistory. I want this school to be the best ever, okay? I want this to be like Plato's Academy. I want this to be like the Jedi Temple, where I'm training like the intellectual Jedis of the future. These will be the future intellectuals, the future writers, the future historians of humanity. And I hope that we together, when we build this community, we'll be able to lead humanity forward. And that's really my ambition. So again, thank you so much for watching my lectures. I'm really thankful. Some of your comments have really made a deep impression on me, and they're going to really help me improve the course for next year. So I promise you that I will offer a much more lean, much more clean, much more enjoyable viewing experience in September. I will also try as best as I can to fix my hair because I know that's been a concern for a lot of you. Okay, so enjoy your summer. I'm going to engage in a process of deep reflection and deep learning, deep reading this summer so that in September, in the fall, I can deliver the best quality content I can to everyone. Because I'm so grateful to everyone for watching. Okay, well, that's it for me. Enjoy your summer, and I will see you in mid-August.